Now, cooks have been grilling things on a stick for centuries. It doesn't matter if you're from the Middle East and it's called a kebab, or from Thailand and it's called a satay, or if you're from France and it's called a brochette. We all have a different way of getting whatever it is that we're getting onto that stick, but once it's on, you put it over a little bit of flame and it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So I'm going to show you a few tricks and a few different ways of doing it. Over here, I've got some big wooden skewers. I'm going to show you how, first of all, to do a veggie skewer. I've got some eggplant and some capsicum, a couple of different colours of that. I've got a little bit of zucchini. Now, the problem with this little skewer here is there's no sort of surface that it actually comes into contact with the flame everywhere. And you see they're all cut slightly different sizes. So what I'm going to do is just trim it up, just like that. So then it will actually sit on the barbecue. Okay, so trim it up that way, trim it up that way, and trim it up this way. So you're just trimming off just a little bit of the vegetables, but you're actually going to get a really nice even cooking on the veggies now. All right, so a little bit of salt and pepper. I need a drizzle of olive oil. So I'm going to put that guy on, like so. Now, of course, the skewers can come like this. They can be these stainless steel guys, like that. You can find little flat ones that aren't going to spin around, so they're a good one to do, you know, if you're going to form meat around it. Of course, rosemary, you can just take off that last little bit of herb and you've got a beautiful homemade skewer. Nice big long ones if you want to do a really big one. You can just go ahead and thread that through. So you see how I'm sort of just zigzagging it all the way through, and that way you can get a nice even cook, because it actually is quite flat, right? So that, straight onto your grill. The great thing about stainless steel skewers is you don't have to worry about them burning. Now, the wooden ones, and I hear this a lot from people will have trouble with them burning. So what I've done is soaked it in a little water. So that water's going to get into the wood and it's going to take longer for it to dry out before it starts to burn. So it's not foolproof, but it is a good help. I've flavoured my, my chicken here with the flavours of a Thai larb. Because this is a flat skewer and I'm going to actually mould some meat around this one, squeeze it on nice and tight. Okay, and then a little bit of olive oil. And then that goes straight onto the grill. Of course, you can use the rosemary if you like the flavour of rosemary. And you smell that, it's got this beautiful scent. So it's a great way to get flavour into whatever it is that you're cooking. I've got some beef here which I've marinated and diced up, so you can just go ahead, thread that through. Now, of course, you're probably looking at this big bushy part of the rosemary here thinking, but won't that burn when he puts it onto the grill? The truth is, it quite possibly could. So one way to get around that is get a little piece of foil, and I have some just here, little piece of foil like that, and just go ahead and put that down the end of the barbecue. You can even double it up, and that's going to stop the skewer from actually burning. So I've got a little rosemary one there, which is a bit more delicate, of course. So go ahead, place that on the foil, and then that way you're still getting the meat to the hotter part of the barbecue, you know, up towards the back there. Next, I'm going to use a stainless steel skewer, and through some of this chicken that I've marinated, I'm literally just going to pierce that all the way through. So you're not going to see the skewer from the outside because it just goes straight on through, just like that. A good secret to making beautiful skewers is not to overload them. Don't put huge chunks of meat on them. You'll see I've cut my meat quite small and they look kind of delicate, the skewers, and it's on purpose. I also don't put too many vegetables and meat unless they're the same cooking length, because if you put a piece of mushroom and a piece of steak and one takes 1 minute and one takes 3 minutes, then something's going to end up overcooked. There's a million different things that you can do with a skewer on a barbecue, but remember, soak your skewers if they're wooden in water beforehand. Put that little piece of foil down there so it's not going to burn. Trim up your veggies so they cook nice and evenly, and I guarantee that your skewers will come off the barbie in much better shape than they have done in the past. Good luck.